Yo, what up, YouTube? It's your boy Blingo back here with another video. Now, listen, man. Today we going to talk about these Drake and these leaked messages, man. These weird, crazy leaked messages, man. I don't know. I tried to look it up a little bit. I was going to do my own thing, but there's like no set, like all the messages in one. It's like a video that plays. You got to pause, zoom. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to see who got it. My boy Vil. Shout out to the Ville, probably my favorite YouTuber right now. And he got all the information about Drake saying some weird stuff. I didn't watch the whole thing. Some of it seems a little like, I don't want to say it's fake, but it almost feels a little like set up. Like if it was something that Drake prepared to to come out. Like it's almost like he wanted it to leak. It's Let's watch it. Let's watch the video, guys. Let's watch it. Let's check it out.
So I wanted to go over these DMs. If you don't know, Drake's DMs were recently linked by a fan account. Somebody had leaked them, and everybody is finding out that Drake was being notified about everything that was happening in the rap beef, whether it was Kendrick Lamar posting stories about Not Like Us, or whether it was about Snow, or anything having to do with Ebony Prince. And those are the things that I wanted to talk about right now because I feel like these are the important things that I wanted to go over to explain to the people in detail why they matter to the story in such an important way. So, as you can see by the first thing that we see here, it's the fan account sending Drake a message of him on live stream with Snow. This was a controversial streamer, and Drake were on live stream together.
Yo, bro, that girl was mad controversial. She was mad crazy, like weird. I wonder what happened to her after, cause she was just mad weird, bro. Like she used to try to get people like, oh, you wanna flash? You wanna flash? Oh yeah, you flash, I flash. Like why would that even be a thing? That's just stupid. It's not funny. It's not nothing. It's just stupid.
And then Drake responds to this, and we never knew what Drake's response to this was when it was circulating the internet. He says, "That ish not gonna work. That bit weird, not me." Basically saying that she's the one doing all these things. And then the fan account says facts, but they'll still try it anyways. However, I do want to point out that Drake, even though he is saying this, he is a person that did gift her a lot of things.
He gifted her mad things. He bought her mad stuff for her stream. Bought her like equipment and stuff for her stream. So for him to even say that is crazy. But they did say that academics. Well, academics did say that that was part of the deal with you know it, Stake, because they got like a connection with Kick or whatever. And the whole thing was for him to pay or boost her up for whatever reason.
A while back, he had gifted her equipment. Not only that, but when she was on live stream, he had gifted her 100 subs. So the fact that he's talking about her like this in the screenshots, I found real interesting, considering that he's been real nice to her publicly. Now in private, he's saying this about her. Well, let's just say that he's just trying to protect himself from what Snow was responsible of doing. So I thought it was interesting that he made a response like this, considering that he had gifted her subs as well as bought her streaming equipment so that way she could do these streams that Drake is calling her out for. What's interesting is that he was a part of these streams as well himself for a moment in time. And sure enough, this coincides with Ebony Prince because
That's crazy because it kind of makes you think that what if the whole thing was like a setup for Drake, like for Drake to get caught out there? I don't know. Because why would you, out of all the streamers that you want him to promote, if that's true, what academics is saying, why that one? Why that one, knowing that a lot of people is already saying stuff about him and minors and stuff like that? Why would you want him to promote that streamer that's having people flash and all that? Why? It's weird. That's weird. So maybe he was on to it and he said it in this text message on purpose just for this moment. But who knows?
eventually they ask him about Ebony Prince. Now, moving forward, they ask him about Not Like Us as well. They keep him updated about him and the video. And when it drops, moving forward, it also shows the other thing. It shows a very important part right here when they show him the Ebony Prince situation for the first time. Now, all these messages and text messages are in the beginning of the beef, the beginning of the battle. You can see this is when This is when they had shared the images that Ebony Prince started posting on Twitter. This was Ebony
Yeah.
Prince sharing the photos of Christopher Alvarez. Christopher Alvarez was a gentleman in a wheelchair who was supposed to see Drake, and he later on had said that he was just listening to beats. But the story is very mixed up because Ebony Prince, of course, the person that we're talking about, who is sharing this information, had later on and came out and shared a video that revealed that Christopher Alvarez was waiting in the hotel till 4 in the morning, waiting for Drake to show up. Very strange hours for anybody to wait for a celebrity at that time. Not only that, this is when the person had sent the picture of the Meet the Grams items that they were able to obtain from Drake while he was staying at this hotel, also, because all of this happens at the Mark Hotel. Someone just posted your dad's stolen luggage. This is not his dad's luggage. This is Drake's luggage. The footage is recorded from a rooftop in Brooklyn near where Kendrick used to live at.
And see, and this is what I mean why I say part of me feels like it's like not fake, but like set up. Like Drake was in on this whole conversation. Number one, why would you? Well, it's somebody that's connected to academics, so maybe that's why he would talk to them. But how did the guy know that that was Drake's father's luggage? How would you know that? And he said that like specifically, like someone just posted your dad's stolen luggage to make it thing, and then Drake says, "Still have no idea what that is." Almost like, "Oh, that's not me," "That's not mine," blah blah blah, just to kind of throw us off. Like I don't know, I don't know. It seems like he's just trying to cover himself.
Drake says, still have no idea what that stuff is. The problem with this is that in the beginning of the beef, Drake always said that he planted the information. He always said that in the song. He always said it in the Heart Part 6. I planted the information, waited days, whatever the case may be. Well, that's not true.
And you know what about that? Let me say something about that. I know I keep pausing it, but I got a lot to say. I got things to say. Nobody talks about that part when he said that he planned it, the information. Everybody's so quick to say Kendrick's a liar, right? If Kendrick's a liar and Drake they planted that information for Kendrick to say, then Kendrick really not a liar. Y'all planted that. That means Kendrick technically made a mistake, right? If you like if you planted it, why did you go on the whole thing saying I don't have a daughter? Why'd you go on that whole thing if you planted it? Why you just didn't say, we tricked you from the jump. We tricked you. It's like you kept changing your story. Something's up with that. Something's up. Like maybe Ebony Prince really was on to something, man.
Because now he's obviously saying he has no idea what it is. And this fan account is out here trying to say that it's Kendrick Lamar. It's not Kendrick Lamar. No, not at all. It's actually a security guard by the name of Darren Walker. Darren Walker is Ebony Prince, and he's showing you the receipts right here that he was a security guard at this hotel. And that's how he was able to get this information from Drake. That's how he was able to get these items from Drake. And that's how he was able to send them to Kendrick Lamar so that way Kendrick Lamar could use them as the Meet the Grams cover. All of this matches up with Snow as well because Drake was talking to Snow when he was staying at this hotel. If you could take a look here, you could see what he's wearing. It says Canadian, which is a very rare shirt to even have in the first place. Ebony Prince later on had shared this and showed that he still had the shirt in his possession.
That's crazy. And I did a lot of research on Ebony Prince, but I never saw this one where he had the Canadian shirt. Like, that's wild. That's a good one. That was a good one. That's crazy.
Right here, you have the Meet the Gram shirt on the side, and then you have, which is not Drake's dad's shirt, and then you have Drake's shirt, which is confirmed to be Drake's shirt because he was wearing it on the live stream that he did at the Mark Hotel while he was talking to Snow. This is something that Ebony Prince also confirmed that Drake was doing while he was staying at the Mark Hotel, that he was doing this live stream with her, as well as doing other things, such as going to the Popular Jewelry, where you could also see the receipt that he had left there. And there's multiple pictures online of Drake at Popular Jewelry where you could see him here. Again, I do not think that Drake was planting information And the fact that he's saying and admitting
Yo,
that he doesn't know what it
yo,
is just a clear
yo. How the Drake stands going to spin this one? How are y'all going to spin this? This proof, this everything. How are y'all going to spin this? How, bro? How? It's unspinnable. It don't spin no more. No freaking way, bro.
indicator that he was lying about planning information. And I think he's not saying much because he's concerned about Ebony Prince. I personally feel that Drake is concerned about Ebony Prince. And if he's not, he probably should, because Ebony Prince comes with a lot of receipts. And this is why these DMs matter, because this is the first time we ever hear from Drake directly, straightforward, talk about Ebony Prince in this way. But even though he does so, he's not really talking about it. He's more so just acknowledging it, but refusing to give an actual answer. Because remember what Drake liked to be called at this hotel. I've said it time and time and again. Drake
Yeah, I
used to be
remember that.
called Mr. Richard Fitzenwell, an alias by Aubrey Drake Graham, aka D Fitzenwell. This is where he stayed for It's All a Blur tour. Need I go further? After party.
Y'all get it, right? Richard fits in well. I fit in well. That's clever. You know, it's clever. That's a crazy name.
Party, give me a hug. Not only that, let me show you also the things that the security guard would say. Because this man was able to work at this hotel, he was able to get the Meet the Grams items. He was able to email them to Anthony Soleil. Anthony Soleil gave them to Kendrick Lamar, the pictures to Kendrick Lamar, and that's how Kendrick Lamar was able to get a hold of them. For that way, they could be the cover of Meet the Grams and do all of this, right? But look at what Ebony Prince would talk about when he would talk about the hotel that Drake would stay at. 3 months ago, I simply asked for the truth to be what came out.
Mhm.
All that was given was more lies. I have yet to tell a lie. This is no different. Do you really think of all people I don't know when I see it? Trans appearing ex workers through the front door, appearing private guests in the wee hours of the night through the back door.
He said appearing. Very, very good wordplay. That's crazy. Y'all think Drake was over there doing that nasty stuff with them people? I don't know, cause that seemed like that's what he alluding to. He alluding to the fact that Drake was doing nasty stuff with them people. Let me know in the comments what y'all think. Let's continue this video.
These are things that Ebony Prince is saying that he would see while he worked at this hotel. Now, remember, this is the hotel where he got to meet the Grams items from Drake directly, and as well as exposing all these incriminating things that are occurring at this hotel while Drake is staying there, and things that are also occurring in general at this hotel that are pretty shady. A lot of shady things happening at this hotel that Drake decides to stay at. And what was interesting was that he was so upset. Ebony Prince was so upset about Drake, right? He was so upset about Drake causing issues for him at this hotel because of how he was living there, how he was staying there. It cost a lot of people their jobs as well. You see, you all assumed they were both fired when in fact only one was.
I remember
The
this.
other from the security department resigned because he felt that nobody would believe him against Mr. Fitzenwell and his team. Video footage later proved he acted properly, but it was too late. So this is Ebony Prince talking about a time where a security guard lost their job because they had to quit because it was either their word
Or
against
Drake.
Drake's,
Yeah.
also known as Dick Fitzenwell. I wonder what that security guard had saw. I wonder what he had to do or experience to resign from his job because it was either him or Drake. Now going back to this
That sucks, yo. Cause they're gonna be on Drake's side because he dishing out the money to stay there. So they're gonna be on Drake's side.
post here, I'm not sure if this is what Ebony Prince was referring to or if it had anything to do about the other escapades that Drake was involved in while staying at this Mark Hotel. Because there was a lot of things happening at this hotel while Drake was staying there. And Ebony Prince seems to know that there was something incriminating going on while Drake had stayed there. Keep it alleged, allegedly. But that's why this is so important, because this is the first time that Drake has acknowledged this. And he's admitting that he never planted these items. And these items have been something that Ebony Prince had found and he was telling the truth about.
So who's the real liar? Who the real liar, Drake stands? Who the liar? Because in Heart Part 6, he said he planted it. Obviously, he didn't plant it. Why would you plant that anyway? You know, like, why would you plant your medical medicines and all that? Why would you plant that? Why would you do that? Come on, man. I never believed it. I never believed it.
Not only that, had given more clues about the suspicions of this hotel and the activity taking place while Drake was staying there. And then you have this fan account trying to say that it was Kendrick Lamar, when that wasn't even the case at all. Because if you just did a little bit more research, you would find out that Ebony Prince, like we talked about on this channel, was a person that worked as a security guard, and this is his certificate proving that right in front of us. So, because it is not Kendrick Lamar, it's a security guard that worked at the hotel.
He kind of wilding for putting his name out there like that, but that's crazy.
That's uncovering all of this stuff, right? This is why this matters. And moving forward, this is also where the fan account tells Drake to tap into Academic's live stream that the guy who bought it, Not Like Us, is whistleblowing. And then Drake, as gullible as it looks, he says, that stuff is insane. I just landed. The fan account saying, I wonder how fans will report on this. And then he says it's insane. Well, it turns out moving into the future and then Drake having this lawsuit, it looks like Drake had to admit that this was a falsity and it couldn't be used in court. And now from what it seems like, it looks like Drake was just falling for what fan accounts were telling him online instead of doing his own due diligence and looking at what he could find himself and through whatever other people that he could have paid to do so, could have paid a professional. Instead, you're looking at messages sent from fan accounts and just taking it from word of mouth. I don't think that's a good look at all. And it's crazy to think that Drake really took this fan account seriously.
Yeah, but like, yo, I feel like Drake is smarter than that, but I don't know, man. You really sat there and listened to the man that went on Academic stream saying that Not Like Us, he made bots and stuff and Not Like Us to boost the views. You think he really did that? You think you really just sat up there and just believed that? I don't know, man.
At least serious enough to go and take what they said to the courts, and then you just so that way UMG could shut it down, and Drake willingly having to admit that this was false and had nothing to do with UMG or Payola or whatever the case may be. And then the video ends with Drake just saying a lot of things about players, basketball players, football players, think Patrick Mahomes' brother. But yeah, basically this is what Drake was talking about. So we could confirm right now that Drake did not plant evidence. He never planted evidence. He didn't even have a clue what was going on. And I don't think he was expecting that to happen. And every time this fan account had brought up Ebony Prince, it looked like Drake was not trying to engage fully in this conversation. You could see him respond to everything else multiple times. But when it comes to the Ebony Prince scenario, it looks like he only gave one message. When it comes to everything else, it looks like he's quick to respond about everything. But when it finally comes to the Ebony Prince situation, they sent him at least 6 messages about Ebony Prince, and he only responded with one message. After that, he never talked about it again. They never brought it up to him again, at least from what we're seeing through these DMs that were exposed. And eventually the subject just changed to something else. That's when he started talking about the streams and things like that. So if you ask me, bro, I think he kept his opinions about Ebony Prince to a minimum for a reason. We'll keep it alleged. But from what the things that Ebony Prince has shared in the past and the way that Drake responds about it now, needless to say, Drake did not plant any information at all. And I feel like he might have been concerned when Ebony Prince had came out. It could make a lot more things difficult for Drake if he ever decided to come out with incriminating information. However, Ebony Prince has a different approach about things and isn't willing to just give information out like that. I believe he's looking for some type of compensation. From my understanding, he had did an auction, and then after the auction, he has switched to another platform to try to earn it that way. But as of right now, we finally get a response from Drake and how he feels about Ebony Prince. I don't feel like it's a good response, but I feel like it was enough for us to know that he feels uncomfortable. Y'all can tell me how you feel about this.
So what y'all think, y'all? What y'all think, man? When Ebony Prince came out with all that stuff, I was on his Twitter page every day just looking. That's how I kind of knew a lot of stuff he put. I just don't remember this right here. I don't remember the Canadian shirt. I don't remember that. But yo, do y'all think that Drake was doing something with that little man in a wheelchair and you know the other people, the young ones and the different ones? I'm gonna call them the different ones. The community, the LGBT community. You think he was doing stuff with those people? That'd be crazy, right? That'd be freaking crazy, man. And that little man in a wheelchair. What you really wanted with that dude at 4 in the morning? Like, I hope he wasn't doing nothing crazy, man. But yo, Drake, I don't know if I feel bad. Sometimes I feel bad for him because I feel like it's crazy. But yo, if you did that crazy stuff, man, I don't know, man. I'm gonna leave it right there, man. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Follow me on TikTok. Follow me on Instagram. You like my clothing? Shop realclothing.net. And live your truth. Live your truth, man. Don't be doing no crazy stuff. Blingo out to the next video. Peace.